Right now, I am sitting on my porch thinking about all that occurred this week as my little one sits playing at my feet. I debated even filming this video, but I thought that even if I could help one person, then it would be worth it. It would be worth the time to sit and talk about what happened this week. So earlier in the week, my oldest daughter, Ava, she came up to me and said, "Mommy, will you please do a video with me? Can we make a video?" And I said, "Sure, let's do it." So we put together a little video about our fall book basket and kind of explained different books that we have in our book basket currently. So that will be one of my next videos. So the other day I was editing that video and had planned to post it the next day, but that evening did not go as we had planned. So we went on our normal family walk that we do each evening. We take both kids and the dog on a walk around the neighborhood. Then we come back home and play on our bikes and little toys out front and play catch with the dog. But we were playing catch with the dog and he ended up hurting himself pretty severely, and it was very kind of traumatic for us all because he hurt himself so bad and he was yelping and you could tell he was in a lot of pain. I ended up alerting our neighbors, and we ended up having 5 neighbors come and help us to be able to pick him up and get him into my car in order to take him to the emergency vet that is in our area. And unfortunately, we didn't get the news that we wanted. We had to make the hardest decision on having to put him down because he somehow collapsed his spine while he was playing. He was in a lot of pain, and there was nothing that we could do. The vets that we dealt with at the emergency center, they did a wonderful job. They were so nice, they were so kind, and they truly helped us and comforted us in that difficult time. But we were still left with the idea and the notion of how do we tell our daughter that our dog just died. When we're parenting, there's no rule book, and they don't teach us how to deal with death or difficult things like death when you become a parent. So we just had to do the best that we could. I really just wanted to make this video to say that death sucks, and it's really hard, and it's even more difficult when you are dealing with death with children. As a parent, dealing with death and trying to explain that to them, it's just so difficult, and I just don't wish that on anyone. And our poor little girl, she's 3 years old, about to turn 4, and this year she's had to deal with several deaths, and it's been hard. So one of my mom's pets died earlier in the year, and she was pretty close with that pet. Then my grandmother died over the summer, so she had to deal with that death, and we attended her funeral and all of that. And then now her pet dies, her close buddy. They play and they love on each other, and it's just so hard. I don't really have any advice or tips. Really, I just wanted to reach out to other families and to say that, hey, I see you and I am grieving with you right now. Through my ministry, I deal with death every day, and it doesn't make it any easier. Whether it's a family member, a friend, or a pet, it's difficult, and everyone grieves differently, and everyone grieves in their own time. So I just encourage you to take the time that you need to heal and shut everything else out and shut other people's opinions out. Just do what you need for your family and for you. Okay, sorry. I had to come inside because it was getting dark out there and you couldn't really see me in the video. So now I am hiding from the children, hopefully to try to get a quiet space. But anyway, so the most important thing for me though, for helping Ava deal with this grief was really to just bring it all back to our faith and to tell her about Jesus and his love for us, and which I know is really hard too, because believe me, she's been asking lots and lots of difficult questions, questions I didn't even think that she would ask, but truly I just bring it right back to Jesus, and tell her how much I love her, how much her dad loves her, and how our whole family is here for her. To those families out there that are dealing with the death of a pet, one thing that I found really helpful was a Daniel Tiger episode, actually. Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood on PBS Kids. They have an episode where his fish dies, and it was really good that she had already seen it before, so I could just refer back to it for her, and it kind of helped her understand a little more on her level, and just to refer to something that she'd already listened to or watched or something. It was relatable for her. I highly recommend that episode if you can find it on PBS. Sesame Street also, if you go online and search Sesame Street and like grieving children or something like that, they have an entire section of their website that has resources for families and children dealing with grief. So that was kind of cool to see. Focus on the Family had an article that I read, and it was short, simple, but it was full of some good reminders. I also read a book to her that we actually already owned, and it turned out to be a really good book to read at this time. I have it right here. It is Duck and Goose Needs a Hug, Duck and Goose. Goose Needs a Hug. It was super cute. Goose is in there, so sad, and his or her friends are trying to figure out how to help and what they can do, and they keep suggesting all of these things, and Goose says, no, I don't need that, but finally, at the end, they let the goose speak, and basically just says, I'm sad, and I need a hug. And how true is that? When we're sad, sometimes all we need is a hug and somebody to say, hey, we're here for you and we love you. So I definitely recommend this book just to talk about feelings, and if your little one is sad, really, really great book. Kind of just bring it all, talking about their feelings and letting them know that honestly, all I can say is to be honest, tell others what you need. For our family, honestly, right now, we could just use your prayers. Lift us up in your prayers, especially pray for Ava, and help her in this journey. If you are grieving and you would like for us to pray for you, then please comment on this video or send me an email or a private message, and I would be honored to pray for you or your family. And if you have good suggestions for books or resources or anything to help other families dealing with death and grief, then please also put that in the comments. I would love to see them, and I'm sure other people who are watching this video would appreciate that as well. Just pray for us, pray for those who are grieving as well, and just thank you. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out on that fall leaf or the fall book basket that Ava and I did. That will be the next upcoming video. So thank you so much again. Subscribe to the channel to see more.